This video should have been published half a year ago. Hello fellow gamers, game developers and all the other guys too. In this video series I'll show you the process of creation of my first game. Well, the first game that is supposed to be released. I'm a software developer who started learning to code to make games, and almost never used that skill to make one. After 6 years in the industry and another layoff in April 2023, I decided to stop and finally make a game. What game does a true solo indie dev usually plans to make? Of course, an open-world MMORPG with classes, raids, arena, all on my own custom engine. No, of course, it was supposed to just be a small, 3D mobile puzzle game that I'll finish in a few months. 2, maybe 3. But no more than 4, that's for sure, yes, definitely. The game is still not released, by the way, but it will be. So, what is the game about? It is set in a fantasy world of flying islands where you play as a flower fairy who grows flowers everywhere she goes. Every level consists of a set of tiles and player has to find a way through all the tiles while stepping on each only once. And that would be quite boring, if not for the different tiles that move, teleport the character, or are occupied by nasty stuff. And if that's not enough of a challenge, players have to jump. Like, a lot. On mobile. These were flying islands, remember? So yeah, you can see it's not about the lore, the setting, or fancy waifus, it's about the challenge. Well, yeah, maybe not as much, but still, a challenge. Time for some setup. After I have decided what game to make, will I go straight to development? No, after you decide to make a game, the next step is to do a proper setup and make some questionable choices to regret later. By the way, if you're making games, which one of your choices do you regret the most? Let me know in the comments. Mine is definitely time and scope planning. First, we need to pick an engine, and my choice is obviously Unity because, first, it has been out there for many years, which means it's pretty stable, right? Second, huge community of people suffering from the same stuff I do, so yeah, we can suffer together. And the last one, my favorite.
My bro, my guy, my dude.
The love of my life, C#. Then I set up a repository because that's what responsible adults do, and roughly planned my next steps in Trello so I don't just forget about half of the features I plan to make, and also to pile up the bugs here to never fix them later. Very convenient. Then it was time that we developers love the most, because our next step is to set up an architecture. Nah, I actually just brought the inject and decided to forget that inheritance exists. And that's it. Yes, now we finally start. With all of that done, I could finally open my empty project and start working on a game. So, first we need a controllable character. That should be super simple since everybody does it, right? Yeah. But because I didn't know exactly which approach to choose, I spent who knows how much time experimenting with character controls, setting up a camera, so we can take a look at my brilliant game in play mode, looking for animations, suffering from animation issues and such. Yes, I don't know why I didn't add hair to the character, not the slightest clue. During that time, I think I've tried all types of character movement from controller to physics to moving with animations. And I've got some really mind-blowing results, just take a look. Yeah, truly mind-blowing. But at the end, I was really happy. Mostly because it was over, but a little bit because of the results as well. And guess what? Just recently, when I changed my main character, I looked at it and decided to throw it all away. Anyway, I had to remind myself we're making a game about jumping on tiles, so I added some. And by the way, these are tiles for level 1. And when a character jumps on a tile, a flower should spawn, since we're all flower fairies here, not just your normie character with an ugly gun. And then it was time to add some logic to make this game work. So now I have blue, first tile, and red, the last one. They will not spawn any flowers. I also handled the way we navigate tiles, so fairies can only jump to an adjacent tile and red is always the last one. So now, if our fairy jumps on the wrong tile, we can let her know it's a
failure.
Also, I added a lot of helper services for the game loop and showing beautiful dialogues like this one. And the mobile controls are there as well, so this mobile game could be built and played on mobile. After all the basic stuff was complete, I decided to leave the in-game stuff and add some more intro screens. So I made some dummy screens to start the game and select level. Just look at this beautiful UI, it immediately makes you think it was designed by a developer. But we can always change the appearance later, and the logic will be already there. Yeah, that's what we say to ourselves. Afterwards, I needed some in-game buttons to navigate in and out of level. Also ugly, but very functional. So in this video, I've shown you the path from raw idea to having something that actually works, with a controllable character, tiles, logic, game loop, and even some functional additional screens. In the next video, we'll dive deep into making this much more interesting. More levels, mechanics, and pretty flowers are waiting for you, so leave a like if you like, subscribe if you want to see my next videos, and I hope we'll meet in the next one real soon. Bye!